Yeah. Yeah. Good evening, all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Yes.
Yes, sir, your voice is audible.
Fine. Thank you. So I discuss about Python software foundation, Python versions, Python installations, and Python execution modes, right? So Python's, we need to know something about PSF, Python software foundation. It is a non-profit organization. It is a non-profit organization devoted towards Python community. Devoted towards Python community. It was launched in the year. It was launched in the year 2001. Like the main objective of this Python software foundation, right? To foster the development of Python. To foster the development of Python. From version to version. To foster the development of Python from version to version. In the year 2005, Python Software Foundation, PSF, received Computer World Horizon Award. In the year 2005, PSF received Computer World Horizon Award, right? Yes. The president for this, right? Guru Van Rossum, right? Headquarters, Delaware, US. Official website of Python. Official website for Python, right? Python.org. Python.org is the official website of Python, right? It's a non-profit organization devoted towards Python community. It was launched in the year 2001. Objective to foster the development of Python from version to version. In the year 2005, PSF received Computer World Horizon Award. Python versions, right? Python 1.x version, it was released in the year, right? 1989. The Python 2.x version, 2.x, like 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. The first two version was released in the year 2000, right? Python 3.x version. The version what we are using currently is 3 version. First 3 version was released in the year 2008. The latest version of Python. Latest version of Python. Python 3.12, right? Python 3.12. Stable version of Python. Python 3.10. Stable version, nothing but mostly used version. Mostly used version. Right? Yes. Next is Python installation. Python installation, right? Yes. So before we go with Python installation, right, I'll go to the start programs, settings, apps, apps and features. Python 3.12.1, right? Python 3.12.1, uninstall this. So let the installation go, right? So yes, Python provides different softwares for different environments. For Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. For Linux, no need of any installations. By default, by default, you get we get Python whenever we install Linux, right? We get Python, right? Python will be as inbuilt. Whatever Linux flavor we are using, Red Hot Linux or CentOS or Ubuntu. By default, you get Python also, right? Yes. No need of any separate installation. For Windows or for Mac OS, we require the installation, right? So just I'm closing this. Uninstallation was successful. For Windows, we have got Python provides two softwares for Windows 32-bit and for Windows 64-bit. How will you check whether your Windows is 32 or 64? Go to this File Explorer. Properties. Right click on your PC or computer. Right. See the 64-bit operating system. It is saying system type 64-bit operating system. It is say if it is saying 32-bit, you are supposed to download 32-bit Python software. If it is 64-bit, you are supposed to download 64-bit Python software. So now for downloading Python, just open this Chrome browser, open this Chrome, right. What is the official website? www.durgasofts.com. python.org. Python.org. Go to downloads, all releases. Go to downloads and go to all releases. Just go to this looking for a specific release, looking for a specific release. 3.12.1 is the latest version. Was released on December 8, 2023, right? Click this. Scroll down, right? Yes. To the bottom of the page, here you can see Windows installer 32-bit, Windows installer 64-bit. Windows installer 32 and Windows installer 64-bit. So it's just 25 MB of size. It's just 25 MB of size, right? Yes. So just click this, right? Click this exe file. Go to the downloads folder and click this exe file. So just to go to python.org website. Click this downloads folder. Within the downloads, go to specific release. In that, select 3.12.1 version. Once the download is done, right, you'll get this window. Don't immediately go for installation. Add Python to path. Select this add Python to path, right? Add Python to path and go for this customize installation. Go for this customize installation. And you'll see all this documentation, PyDLE, Python test suite, PyLauncher, right? Say next. Say next. So now it will ask for installation location. It will say like C, users, Dell, app data, local programs, Python 312, right? Yes. C, users, Dell, app data, local programs, Python 312. No need to just, no need of all this. Remove all this, right? Remove all this. Just install Python in C drive. C Python 312. So previously it was installing in some subdirectories in C users, Dell app data, local programs somewhere. To locate Python, it will be too difficult, right? So now I'm installing in C drive, right? Python 312 folder will be created automatically. In that, Python is going to get installed. Just say install, right? It hardly takes 30 seconds to install Python. Yeah, it's almost done with the installation. Once the installation is done, let us check whether it is properly installed or not. Yes. Setup was successful. Just say close and say go to this CMD. Type CMD, right? Mm. Type Python here, and if we say enter, it has to display the Python version that we have installed, and the Python interpreter has to get opened, right? Yes. 3.12.1, but here any valid Python statements. 4 plus 2, 23 into 36, x as 10, y as 4, x value, what is y, what is x plus y, x equal to Ajay, x plus y. In this way, any valid Python statements you can type and check, right? Quit to come out of this. Yes, Python is working fine, so it is installed successfully. And if anyone working with Linux environment, no need of any installation. So if you have got Mac OS, you can just select this, right? For Mac OS, those who got, you can see for Windows 64-bit or 32-bit, you can select. For Mac OS, 64-bit universal installer. For Linux, no need of any installation. But if you want the latest version of Python to be installed in your Linux machine, just everything you need to do from the root user, apt-get install Python 3.12. This command, right? It is going to download and install Python within this Linux machine. Python execution modes. Python execution modes. Two modes of execution. Two modes of execution. Two modes of execution. First is interactive mode, right? Second is like batch mode, interactive mode and batch mode. Here we directly type Python statements. Here we directly type Python statements on the interpreter, right? And the user can easily interact. And the user can easily interact with the Python statement by statement. Here we directly type Python statements on the interpreter and the user can easily interact with Python statement by statement. What is the advantage of interactive mode? Advantage, right? Yes. To test the functionalities, of Python and to learn Python. To test the functionalities of Python and to learn Python. For the learning Python and for the beginners and for learning Python, this interactive mode works better. To test the functionalities of Python, right? And for learning Python, right? Batch mode. Here we write a batch of statements. Here we write a batch of statements within the editors or IDEs. Here we write a batch of statements within the editors or IDEs. See, this interactive mode can't be used for developing applications. Only for learning Python, interacting with Python, it is fine. But for developing applications with Python, this interactive mode is never preferred. And save it by using .py extension. Save it by using .py extension and later submit to Python. What are the various editors where we can write the Python code? What are the various editors and IDEs where we can write the Python code? First, various editors. Within the notepad, you can write. Within the notepad, you can write the Python code. Within the edit plus vi nano yeah, we use only batch mode only in the real time, right? Yes. Notepad and edit plus for Windows environment, vi and nano for Linux environment, right? And what are the various IDEs? In real time we use IDEs, right? PyCharm, PyDev, Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Jupyter, Jupyter Notebook, VS Code. Among all these, right, PyCharm is the mostly used one, mostly used. PyCharm is the mostly used, right? Yes. So you may ask why these many IDs for Python? Why these many IDs for Python means? So Python is used for different environments, for automation applications, for data science applications, for animations, for graphical applications, for embedded applications, for networking, for wide varieties of applications we can develop, right? For example, for data science, right? Jupyter Notebook is mostly preferred. Spider is preferred even for big data, right? Spider is preferred, Jupyter Notebook is preferred. And for typical web applications, PyCharm is the mostly used one. PyCharm is mostly used. VS Code is used. Yeah. Next. Developing, just I'll show you how to download and how to install and how to run the code on these IDs. Not on a single ID, I'll be discussing multiple IDs. So tomorrow, if you go to any environment, you will be able to work with that. IDs. Developing the, developing the first Python application. Up to now, we didn't discuss anything about Python, right? So just I'll take two values, x as 10, y as 20, and I want to perform some kind of arithmetic operations like subtraction, subtraction, multiplication. X plus y, x minus y, x into y, x by y. I'll copy this to a separate notepad file. Excuse me. Okay. I copy it to a separate notepad file. Right. File, save. I created Python 7 p.m. Right. I've taken. Save it as samples. Python 7 p.m. Within that, just say sample1 dot py. So save it. Save this file. Save as sample1 dot py. And now submit this file. And now submit this file to Python as. How I'm going to submit this file? Now go to this command prompt by typing cmd in the search panel. Just type Python. Python and specify the path where that file is available within the C drive. Python 7 p.m. within that sample1 dot py. The file name is present in which folder and present in which drive. The entire path due to Python. Say enter. 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20. Okay. So just to submit this. Yes. But here, what is your observation? But here, we are writing the code at one place. But here, we are writing the code at one place and executing at the other place. But here, we are writing the code at one place and executing at the other place. Okay, but here we are writing the code at one place. We are writing the code at one place and executing at other place. We are writing the code at one place means within the notepad. Within the notepad, we are writing and executing at other place within the command prompt. But to write and execute, at the same place, but to write and execute at the same place, we have IDLE. But to write and execute at the same place, we have IDLE, Integrated Development Learning Environment, which comes along with the Python installation. Using which we can write and execute at the same place. So here we have got IDLE, which comes along with Python installation, using which we can write and execute at the same place. Directly in the search, type IDLE. We'll get this IDLE, right? Say enter. Python shell gets opened like this with the Python 3.12. Or another way of opening it, go to the start programs, check all the installed apps. Within that, check for Python 3.12. Ideally, you can see the first thing, integrated development learning environment. Python shell gets opened in this way. You can work with interactive mode. Any valid statements you can type and check. But I want to work with batch mode. Say file, new file. Say file, new file. Write your code here. Write x as 10, y as 20. Print x plus y. Print x minus y. Print x into y. Okay, here itself we can write the code. Here itself we can run option is there here. Run. Before that, save it. Run module. 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20. 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20. Here itself we can write. Here itself we can run and execute, right? Run module. Yes. So writing and executing at the same place. Okay. Python data types. Python data types, right? Every organization use case. Every organization use case has got data and operations. Every organization use case has got data and operations. Data represented using Data represented using data types or variables. Operations represented data represented using data types or variables. Operations represented using functions. Data represented using data types and operations represented using functions. Any organization has got data and operations. For example, a bank. Bank has got a data and operations. Data means like customer data and employee data. Customer data like customer name, account number, address, balance, branch. Employee data like employee ID, employee name, salary, designation. And customer operations like withdraw operation, transfer operation, deposit operation, employee operations. Okay. Employee operations like calculating tax, HRA, net salary, right? Yes. Okay. Data represented using data types or variables, operations using functions. Yeah. So just observe this. If you compare C or C++ or Java compared with Python, Python supports dynamic data types. Python supports dynamic data types. In other programming languages like C, C++, or Java, right? If you want to define a variable like x as 10, compulsory you need to define int x, y as 4.5, you need to say float y, z as hello, we need to say like string z, x as 10, y as 4.5, z as hello. So without this data type defining, this variable x can't be created. Without this data type defining, this variable y can't be created. But in Python, directly I can say x as 10, y as 4.5, z as hello, right? No need to define this data types here in Python. What kind of variable x is means? What kind of variable x is means? Based on this data type defining, it is you are saying x is integer, y is float, z is string. But what kind of variable x is means what value you have assigned to it. If you are assigning a integer value, yeah, type of x is what type? Int type. What type of variable y is? Type of y is what type? Float type. Type of Z is what type? String type. Type of X is as you assign an integer value. So the type in Python, where Python is providing a function called type function. Type to know the type of a variable. It is int. Type of Y is float. Why it is float? Because you assigned a float value. Type of Z is what? String type. Now to make you understand much better about this data types, I'll be discussing 4 cases here. Case 1, defining a variable. In case 1, whenever you say x has 10, internally one object gets created with value 10. It is going to occupy some address, physical memory location address. Means whenever you say x equal to 10, it is going to be stored in the memory, right? At so and so address. What x is storing? Don't say x is storing 10. X stores this address. Whenever I say print x, it goes to this address and prints whatever present at that address. Whenever I say print x, it goes to this address and prints the content. Prints the content at that address. Prints the content at that address 10. ID of x. Prints the address of x. 103070. Type of x. Prints the data type of x. Int type. Print x prints the content at that address. ID of x prints the address of x. Type of x prints the data type of x. Okay. 3 things you need to understand. Print the content, print the address, print the data type. Now observe this case 2 and try to respond, right, everyone? So from here onwards, I want the sessions to be interactive. Everyone, you can unmute yourself and you can give your response through voice, or you can also give your response through short panel by typing your answers response in the chat. Case 2, yes. X value is 10, Y is 20. How many objects will be created internally? Everyone.
2.
For 10, one object. For 20, another object. 2 objects. They are going to have their address. This address given to X. This address given to Y. Now try to respond, everyone. Print X. What is the X value? Print X. What it prints?
10.
10.
10.
If I want to print the address, ID of X, address of X, what is that address? 103077. Here I have given some random address, but where exactly that is stored, that address it is going to print. Type of X, what data type it is? Integer, right? Print Y. Everyone, try to respond. Print Y.
20.
What?
20.
Print address of Y.
104080.
104080.
80.
Type of y,
Integer.
integer, right? Two different variables x and y with two different values 10, 20. Two different objects are created with two different address. Understood, right? This case too? Yes. Yeah. Now observe this case 3. Yeah. Everyone try to respond. X is there, Y is there. X is 10. How many objects are created here? Everyone.
2 objects.
Everyone try to respond. How many?
2 objects.
Observe carefully here. Only one object is created. Only one object is created. So first for X, it creates one object. Before creating object for Y, first it checks any object with value 10. If it is already available in the memory, then the same address will be given to Y. One more object with value 10 will be created. If X is 10, Y is 10, Z is 10, don't think like 3 objects with value 10 will get created in the memory. No, only one object. Its address will be given to X, Y, and Z. If X value is 10, if Y is 20, Z is 30. In that case, how many objects will be created?
3.
If X
3
is, yeah, 3 objects. So if the values, if that values are different, multiple objects, if the values are same, only one object. Print X, print Y, print Z. They are going to print the same value, 10. All that X, Y, and Z, they are going to share the same content to 10. They are going to share the same address, right? Yes. Print X, print Y, and print Z. Print address of X, print address of Y, and print address of Z. 103070. Address of X, address of Y, address of Z. The same address, type also the same time. Now observe this case 4. Hmm. X, previously X and Y, now X is 10, X is 20. X is 10 and X is 20.
2 objects.
How many objects? 2, right? For 10, one object with value 10 with some address that is given to X. X is 20, one more object with value 20. 104080. That address is given to this. Print X, if I say, what is that value it prints? 10 or 20? Whether it prints 10 or 20 or both. Print X. 28 prints. Print X, 28 prints. Address of X. Always the latest, previously the X value was 10, X value is 20. The latest X value it is going to print. The address is this. Type is what? Type of X is what? Enter type. Yes. Print X, print address of X, type of X. Understood all these 4 cases, everyone? Yes. Case 1. Case 1, how to print this, right? Print X, address of X, type of X. Yeah. Second case, right? 2 different variables with 2 different values, 2 different objects, 2 different addresses. Case 3. If the values are same, only one object, one address. And case 4, right? Yes, if X is 10, okay, fine. Okay, fine. So more on this, right? We'll discuss in the next session. So fine. Observe this. This is the course content. So the next class will be on Monday. Tomorrow is Saturday, right? There is no class tomorrow. Next class will be on Monday, same time at 7 o'clock. More discussion, right? On this data types and variables. Okay. So observe this course content: Python basics, history, applications, features, advantages, versions, installation, 8 flavors of Python, execution modes, Python operations, modes of execution, right? Batch mode, editors and IDs, Python data types, constants, comments, input output statements, type conversions, strings, operators in Python, Python IDs, different types of IDs in brief, right? Flow control statements, looping statements, strings, collections, Python lists, tuples, sets, dictionaries, functions in Python, modules in Python, packages, errors and exception, file handling, object-oriented programming concepts in brief, regular expressions, database access, Python date and time, OS module, advanced concepts like iterators, generators, closers, decorators, GUI programming, Excel workbook, data analytics, introduction to data science, Python pandas, Python NumPy, Python matplotlib. This is what will be discussed as part of this Python core and advanced 30 topics in brief, right? And people who wants to go for full stack, right? Right. Apart from this, three things will be covered. Totally 4 things will be covered in this full stack: Python core, Python advanced, and web technologies, right? Like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, Django framework, REST APIs. So Django, right? So for this part of as part of full stack, web frameworks, Django installations, project architecture, Django applications, creations, views, templates, admin, Django models, advanced concepts, and UI technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript will be discussed, right? Yes. And the course duration, right? For Python, it is 2 months. For Python core and advanced, 2 months, 70 hours for it. And people who wants to go for full stack, so that is the course duration will be like 4 months, like Python core advanced, Django framework, UI technologies, right? You will be getting the video of every session, classroom notes, soft copy of this classroom notes, and assignments and tasks to work with, and a WhatsApp group for technical discussions, right? Yes. Any queries, right? Anyone? Yes. So that next class you can follow the same link. You can follow the same link for Monday session at 7 p.m. Same time at 7 p.m. using the same link. Monday will be that, but from next Tuesday onwards, the link will be changing, right? Monday you can attend the session. to see, right? But from Tuesday, the link will be changing, right? So you need to get enrolled. And the fee structure for Python Core Advanced is 6,000, and this for the total full stack it is 12,000. Yeah. Is this course useful for data science that we have to learn for data science? Yes. So the data science, is there any difference between MySQL and SQL, right? Yes. MySQL is a database. SQL is a language. SQL is what? A language, a structured query language. MySQL is a database, name of a database. Like Oracle, we have got MySQL database. SQL is like a language. So as part of the course, I'll be discussing this. Abhishek Gupta, you are not audible. Yeah. Arshita, right? When will you get access to the videos? And so videos you can see, right? Everyone in the chart panel, the yesterday's video, you can see in the chart at the start of the session, right? You can see a big message is given. A big message is given, right, by this online team about the payment details, procedures, course content, and the videos. And okay, first 3-4 days, the videos will be kept in the YouTube. First 4 sessions. Later, from the 5th session onwards, right? You will be getting to your Google Drives, right? Yes, Arshita. Okay, from Tuesday onwards, so Monday you can attend the session, but from Tuesday onwards, the link will be changing. You'll be getting the new link, and you will be getting that Google Drive video access. You will be getting the notes, and you will be added to the WhatsApp group on this Tuesday. Monday, okay, everyone you can attend on Monday, but by Tuesday you can enroll, right? Yes. Any other queries, right? All the sessions will be interactive sessions. You can ask queries at any part of time, right? No need to wait up to the end of the session, right? If you get any errors, you can just take the snap of the error, you can just post in the WhatsApp group, right? Anybody can answer, I'll be answering, right? Yes.
Vijay, am I audible?
Yes,
Hello?
two Excel file comparisons. Yes, now you are audible. Two Excel file comparison, update the particular and publish the data on the tool. Yes, it's yes, the Excel files you can compare. See, Excel module separately I'm discussing, right? Can you check here? Someone asked that, okay, we have got a discussion on the Excel module. We observe here, right? Excel workbook, installing and working with Excel as Writer, Excel workbook, inserting into Excel sheet, inserting, creating headers, working with all those, right? Working with specific cells, rows, columns, reading specific rows. Excel workbook discussion is there. Someone just asked for data science also, data analytics, introduction to data science, and data science related modules I am going to discuss in brief, like Pandas module, NumPy module, Matplotlib module in brief, as part of Python core in advanced, right? Yes. Hmm. Okay, any other queries? Yes, MS is this course useful for data science? Yes, total data science coding goes in Python, right? Python is the prerequisite for data science.
I have one question, sir. Along with full stack, so if we want to go for PySpark or something, it's a different sessions, right?
So for that, yes, 1 second, 1 second. So big data analytics. So big data for data engineering, right? So Hadoop, PySpark, Spark with Python, very high speed processing technology, which has got great boom today. PySpark, Linux, and Python. So this is what there is a batch, weekend batch for this. And Python, it's a 2 months course will be covered. You can attend in the same regular batch. It is a weekday batch from Monday to Friday. You can attend Python 2 months core and advanced will be covered. And this Hadoop Hadoop, big data Hadoop, Spark with Python implementation, PySpark, Linux. This all it's a weekend batch. This
Oh,
weekend
okay.
on Saturday and Sunday. So tomorrow there is a demo at 5 p.m. tomorrow. From tomorrow it is going to start. Saturday at 5 p.m. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Right? It's going to start.
Do you have any other batches for the weekends on different timings?
You're looking for what timing?
Uh, actually, I need something in early in the morning or later in the evening.
Later in the evening means it goes from 5 to 7. It
Do you
goes-
have anything after 7 p.m. or like because it will be too early for me? I live in US,
Hmm.
so that's the reason.
Okay. So as of now, this is that batch. But in the future, if any other batch, okay, will be
Oh, okay. Okay.
this is the
Got
batch it's going to start. Yes.
it. Okay. Okay. Got it.
Fine. So okay, Monday we'll continue, right, with the same thing. You can follow the same link for Monday. Yes. Okay, fine. So I'm stopping for now. We'll continue on Monday, right? Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Okay.